Right, evening all.
Evening.
Okay, won't keep you guys waiting for long. Announcements. Do I have an announcements? Yes, Ben, is he here?
It's right here.
I think he might be up in the other TeamSpeak channel.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
Oh, no, he should be here now.
Alright, well, Ben's PFC now anyway, so congratulations, Ben. Well done.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Hello, man.
I would have gave you a bit of a speech and a talk, but you know, you fucking ignored me, so fuck you.
I wasn't the channel.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Individual training tonight, gents. Talon, what are you up to?
Going to be using some of the armed wildcats, getting used to the systems on that, and doing some formation flying.
Roger, might request to borrow or do some JTAC stuff with you in a bit, that's right.
Yeah, sure, yeah, so let's
combine it. Vegas, what are you guys up to?
To be decided, we might wing in on that JTAC stuff, if that's alright.
Alright, Roger. Alright, as for Gambler squads, if you don't have a squad, just wait here. NCOs don't go anywhere, but feel free to break off now and go to where you need to be. So have a good training, everyone, and I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Roger that.
Who's that got me?
Radio check.
Irish, where's
343 channel, please.
Where are those?
Over here, Irish is.
I'm here.
Stabs guy.
Can you join on my group, please? Where's X shift?
Yo, Arrow, just gather up here around us. The blade here.
Alright, there we go.
That's,
And X shift there.
what I'm going to need everybody to do is I need everyone to grab a 148, please, out of the crate that Icarus is on over there.
Can you do that X shift?
Right,
You know how?
where have we got? Got any recruits apart from X?
Yeah,
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
So what is the experimental we're gonna do?
Right, you
Well,
take
not
it.
together. Yeah.
No idea.
Okay.
If you nothing against it.
No, fuck, carry on.
Okay. Hold down your.
go to the
All
helicopter.
NCOs break off. The recruits taken care of.
Do interaction on me. On
Cool.
Have we changed the channel on that already?
belly there.
Stand by.
Join us for
Then you'll
experimental
join group.
tactics, or
We've been held on this
No, don't knock
today,
me on the shoulder.
stabs today.
Copy.
I know.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Dave.
Josh.
Maybe if I stand like to the side or something, or behind.
Oh yeah.
Fuck off, Sean.
I don't want to look at your behind, but it works.
Yeah. Alright. We'll go in. Okay. Irish, can you join resting please and X shift join looting?
Sure.
Wait, where's Sean?
Right, let us depart.
Sorry, guys, just give me a
to- Where are we
second.
gonna go? Where are we gonna
Alright,
No worries.
grab us,
JTAC Hill. Let's go there.
God damn Avil for giving me that phrase.
What phrase?
No worries, I say that 90% of the time now. It's from you.
It's Hakuna Matata.
Did you get your thingy?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I got a 148, the thingy thing.
Okay.
Thank you, Phil.
Probably philosophy.
Just teleport.
Okay, right, guys. Just got fucking crashed on my desktop, but I'm back. That's cool. Let's wait for everyone to finish doing what they're doing, and actually scratch that. Let's go over northeast by BCT. I'll be a bit quieter over there.
Okay.
Gamla, this is Blade. Long distance radio check. Over.
Yeah, Roger, okay, Kimbo. How do you read me?
Roger. Okay.
Ooh, only I get to stand at the back for one.
God damn it.
things.
That is true.
Nice. Just bust you around now. Go shoot at that thing. Far away. Nice shot.
Gather round.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, I have that. Atoshi, do frog.
I love your badge, Icarus.
Why, thank you.
He who dares. Right. So tonight's training is a joint 148 training for Blade and Arrow. So Icarus, obviously feel free if you want to join in and you want to have an input. Obviously, go for that, dude.
Yep.
But I'll just kick it off, guys, because I know different people have got different experiences using the 148. So, does anybody want to tell me why we use a 148 and what the 148 is essentially?
It's a radio.
That is very, very accurate. It's a radio, but it gives us more of a. It gives us a way to communicate and to organise things over a greater distance than what the 343s will. The important thing about the 148 is we are just a part of its makeup. When I say that, I mean Gambler in essence. So there are 4 nets that we use on the 148. So you have GamblerNet, which is all us guys. You have TalonNet, VegasNet, and then you have CommandNet. So Gambler comms will come through on the 148 from squads up to command, to Stabs and Vil. But they'll also have a separate radio which will be for command, so they can communicate to Talon and to Vegas. So obviously we operate on GamblerNet, but saying GamblerNet doesn't really narrow it down to who actually hears the broadcasts on that. So we've said Stabs. We know that Stabs is on there. Vil's on there as well, because obviously Gambler 2 IC. You also have 3-0, which is Obi, Cirez, and Hilo. Am I missing anyone? Is the 4?
No, that's all.
No, that's
Okay.
all.
Okay. Obviously there's Arrow with Icarus and Reti, and Marius for tonight. Also, Blade is yours truly and Sobchak. You have Gutless, Jazz and Callum, and you have Dusak with Dave and Ref. So that makes a total of, 13 people, basically.
And you also tend to have Talon and Vegas on there as well, to just listen in on what we're doing.
Yeah, there's very often that they'll eavesdrop on what's going on. And so basically 148s, they get used for communications within each section: GamblerNet, VegasNet, TalonNet, CommandNet. Well, sorry, just those 3 in the sections. Communication over CommandNet, so like Vegas and Talon and Gambler will hear info like relating to the mission. Things like across CommandNet, there'd be requests for extracts, resupply, CAS. You'll have updates with reconnaissance, such as intel on enemy movement, enemy presence, changes to rules of engagement. Scenario being, you may have a local police force that are operating in your AO that are deemed friendly when you start. At some point during a mission, they may open up on friendly forces. That obviously needs to get broadcast so we don't get fucking taken by surprise. Things like that. So the 148 is not like 100% reliable. It's very reliable, but there are times where you can't use it. Does anybody know like one specific instance when the 148 may fail you, and why it might fail you? Talking like in-game now, not like bugs or anything.
Mountainous terrains, probably.
Yeah, so like land features and stuff, they can block the signals, and that's important because having good 148 comms and having good 148 discipline if you send a message to somebody and it doesn't come back, and you know they're probably over a long distance, it means you're probably going to have to change up what you're doing slightly in order to get that comm through. So you could kind of like ping to, if you would say, like I'm just speaking in general and not necessarily what you guys would be doing, but say if it was Gambler, they might be trying to get in touch with Vegas, but due to terrain, the messages are not going through. So they might need to get Talon, who will be up in a bird above the AO. They might need to relay messages. So it's like 95% like, yeah, reliable, but there are times when it will fail you. So things that you will hear if you're on the 148 as Gambler, you'll hear squads, basically squad leads, 2 ICs being given orders from Stabcon and Vil. You'll hear a lot of checking in and stuff like that, so people are ready to go. There is quite a lot of communication. There are times when obviously you'll hear like fire missions being called in when shit's hitting the fan. But yeah, there's a lot of things that get communicated, but it's important that we have a clear and disciplined comms procedure. So like when shit goes crazy, it's still structured. I'm not professing to be the best person on the 148, but you know, I use it regularly, so it probably qualifies me a little bit more than some of yourselves, and I don't mind that like in a big-headed way, but it's just a fact. So, yeah, explanations, terminology that you might hear over the 148, you know, things like out, over, interrogative, copy that. They all mean things, but it's just a way of just like communicating. I'm sure you all know what they are, but we'll go into them in a little bit of detail. When using the 148, it's a good idea to remember the acronym CLAP. Does anybody know what that means? Why we say CLAP? Okay. So
it's clear something. And,
yeah. So when you're using your 148 for comms, it's important to try and remember to be clear, loud. What you're saying needs to be as an order and with pauses. So it's a lot of information you might have to give. You don't want to just be talking endlessly without breaks. So it's a good idea to pause. When you do pause, I mean, you may say like there may be, let's say, Blade currently under contact, break, and then you'd release the communication button. So it gives you time to obviously pause and gather your thoughts and think about what you're going to say. But in a military aspect as well, long broadcast communications can be intercepted by the enemy. So with constant breaks, it just keeps your net secure. Yeah, so you need to give pauses when you're speaking on the 148. A lot of the times when you guys may pick up the 148, it might be because your 2IC and your squad leader's down, and you know shit's hitting the fan. So that's not a problem. I mean, no one's going to berate you if you don't like adhere to the good comms, because there's a reason. Like, you know, you're under a lot of pressure. You're trying to just get your information across. That's fine. I'm sure like Gambler would rather you do that, and personally, wouldn't bother me. But it's more so when you've got a bit of time about you, and you know you've got like you can actually relax and think about what you're going to say. So like I'm just going to run through a little bit of like what a 148 radio communication might sound like. So the first thing I need to do is I need to announce who I want, who I am, and the reason for the communication. So it could go like 3-0, this is Blade, message over. So like over means they're now like really required to say something back, otherwise it might go down as a miscomm. But if they hear that, they've got to think to themselves, right, they must acknowledge the sender of the message, which is myself, that the message is for them, so that's obviously by them answering, and also that they're waiting for the message. So they'll say something like, Blade, this is 3-0, send message over. So we're both occupying the net now. And an important thing to understand when you're doing these comms over 148, if you're sending a message or you're occupying that net, it's stopping other people from being able to use it. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so when you're like operating on the 148, you need to kind of try and get your information across, like, you know, quite efficiently and without using too much like fluff about it. So if you just bear with me 2 seconds. So yeah, so like in that description that I've just given you, you know, we've asked 3-0 like that we've got a message from. So the rest of the com would go something like, I don't know, Blade's medic doesn't have any fluids. Can you assist with wounded, please? Over. So obviously we've established the conversation. So I've told them I want 3-0. 3-0 have responded like acknowledging that I want to send them a message. So I don't need to keep going like 3-0, this is Blade, and they don't need to keep going Blade, this is 3-0, because you've established who you're talking to. The point is that you need to get your message across, get it sorted, get acknowledgement of what you've required, and then like get off the net so somebody else can use it. So like just simply like 3-0 will just turn around and go, Roger that, Blade, 3-0 en route, and then out. And it's important that when you finish the conversation with somebody that you say out, because like whilst we're having that conversation, Icarus or Reti, they might be needing to pass an important message on to Stabcon. So like, you know, they're actually hanging on for this information to be said and for the word out. And then once that's done, it frees up the net. So like other people can start talking. But yeah, so like even though you're on 148 comms, and it's quite like, I'd say you'd have to remain professional. The way I describe it is, if you think about your 343, you can afford to be a bit matey on there. Like it's like the text message, for like, you know, an analogy. Whereas the 148, it's quite official. It's almost like a handwritten letter. That's where the business end of things is taking place. I'm not sure how it works in Arrowwick, but you guys use good discipline on the 343 from what I've heard.
Yeah, I would try to keep it quiet a little bit and only have the leaders talking on it, and everyone else just communicates to their individual team leader.
Yeah,
keeps it a bit clearer.
And it is good practice, because otherwise you run the risk of just everybody competing for the same space on that radio, and like it can get a little hard to manage. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with for Blade, for instance. You guys are pretty good. Like you know, if I'll go like Kimbo to Wigital, you know, like it's business, like that I'm talking, so you'll respond back, like, and we just kind of do it like that. So yeah, both radios are respected, but over the two of them, 148 is probably the most. You know, you have to be more professional on it and efficient, but also, you know, manners maketh the man. So you know, you want to be polite on there when talking to one another and keep like a nice polite tone to the communication. There are times when you get a bit animated because of the stuff that's going on, but yeah, that's not too much of a problem in that situation. So yeah, like I said, we'll go over some terms. So does anybody not understand what the term over means when you're talking on a net? Like, don't be embarrassed if you don't. Just say, like, nobody knows everything except for me.
What over means that you have to respond?
So over's giving priority to the person you're talking to. So you've put the ball in their court, for want of a better phrase. Like, so, you know, Mumbo, Kimbo, message, over. And then that means, like, Kimbo's waiting for Mumbo to say something back. So the onus is on you to say something back. So go on, sorry.
This is Mumbo, send message over, something like that?
Yeah. So basically, you're saying, yeah, like this is the information you're giving back to me, and then like by saying over is basically saying nothing else to add until you've said something. Over is just like keeps the conversation going, but it's important to make sure that you don't put over in there if you don't really need to, because the whole idea is to get your information out there, get it passed across, understand that the person's received it, and then end the conversation. So that's why we use the word out. One of the biggest things that you hear people say, like who don't obviously do milsim or anything like that, but when they pick up radios, they say things like over and out, which is a bit offensive, really, if you think about it, because, you know, you're saying, right, I'm ready for your information, but hey, fuck you, I'm going because I'm saying out, which is a bit rude, really. Sorry, I was going to say something then.
Yeah, basically, bottom line is over means I'm done speaking and then expect a reply, and out means I'm done speaking and don't expect a reply.
Yeah. And go on, Mumbo. He's going to say something?
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine.
So, like, as I say, you want to be as brief as you can on there. So sometimes you might be given orders, and there might be like quite a bit of detail to it. So you can say things like read back on last message, or you can say copy all, things like that. Just basically, you know, if you're understanding a lot of information that's been given to you, you'll just say play copies all out if you've been given instructions to do, or if somebody's sending you information. There might be times when you get a message on the 148 and you're a little bit busy, like you might be getting shot in the head, or you might be literally about to breach through a door. So you can say things like in contact, wait out. And that basically just means like I've acknowledged what's going on. I'm a little bit too busy and it's not safe for me to respond to this. I'll get back to you. And you've freed up the net. One of the biggest things that I've noticed in the past is obviously when you don't have comms constantly to the same net for a long period of time, and you suddenly jump onto it for like an emergency reason, say, you know, you're the last person in Arrow, you're the last person in Blade, and everyone's dead around you, and the enemy are pushing on your position, and you've crawled over to your IC's like body, and you've interacted with him via ACE through the shared radio, and you've got on there. The first thing you might do is you might be hearing some communications already taking place. Well, that's considered an emergency, and at that time you may use the phrase break, 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 loud, clear, and 3 times. And that just means this message I'm about to give is going to be the difference between, like, I don't know, like Gambler getting wiped, my whole squad failing to do like a task they've been given, which may affect the rest of the Gambler. So it's good to know that phrase and be familiar with it. Just bear in mind, if you hear a comm on the radio and you're like, break, 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 could somebody please tell me what the last order was? You know, you're going to get kicked in the ass over the net for things like that. So you only would really interrupt people if it was an emergency, is what I'm trying to get at. So you've all got 148s. What I'm going to ask you to do is everybody has it set up differently. So those of you that have never configured your radio for 148, could I ask you to go and stand to my left over there, and the rest of you remain seated. Oh, this is going to be easy, man. Cool. Nice one. So you're all confident with your 148, yeah? You're not going to be sending messages over the 148 when you're trying to talk to your squad. You're all good with that?
Says you.
Yeah, there are times that happens. Yeah, there are times that happens.
Happens to everyone at some point.
People like to talk to us instead.
That's what I do. I tend to die, respawn, and forget that I'm on channel 1 on the 343 or something. And yeah.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So if everybody wants to just bear with us a second, I just want to go through a few things with Mumbo and Atoshi. So guys, if you could press escape and go to configure, go to your controls. You want to go to configure add-ons, and then you'll see the add-on at the top with the drop down. You follow me so far? Yep. Right, you want to go to Acre 2. Now, I'll just give you the way that I was told to do it by my squad leader when I was working on the 148. So, your default radio key, I don't have that mapped as anything. I've actually got that unassigned. So, the way I work is I have my alternate radio key 1, which I use for like my 343. I have that set to caps lock. Like, I know there's like shift caps lock and stuff as default, but this is just the way I was told to do it, and it works quite well for me. So I have that set to caps lock. Your alternative radio key 2, that would be like when you pick up the 148, so that will be the one that you're using to broadcast on that. I have actually mapped that to the end key, and the reason being is usually it's not in a position where I can use it when I'm like running around gunning, so I can only really communicate when I'm in a safe place, and you know, it's fine then to use. So that's the reason I have that. You don't really need to worry too much about alternate radio key 3, but obviously you can run around with 3 radios if you're kind of a sucker for punishment, but you won't need to really worry about that. So what I'd ask you to do is just if you're happy with those bindings, make a note of them, but if not, you can copy mine by all means. It's not copyrighted, or just put it to something that you're going to be able to think of. So just let me know when you're good to go with that.
Yep.
Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's like your radio key sorted. One of the important things to know is the open radio key, which you can kind of do through ACE, but I prefer to do it through the keybinds, which is Control Alt and Caps Lock. So if you're we'll come to that in a minute because you're still going through your keys. Your cycle radio key as well, that's an important one. So I've actually got that mapped to the equals button. So whenever you need to configure a radio, or if you want to switch a certain radio to a certain ear, you have to cycle the radio that you intend to configure by using equals for me. And once you press that, I believe in the bottom right, Chris, I've not actually really paid attention, but it pings up in the bottom right which cycling radio you're using, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So once you've got that sorted, there's a couple of other things that you might want to know. So you can come out of your control menu now if you want.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right, cool. So what I suggest you do is, if you're using a 148 and you've got it running around with on, what I want you to do is press equals until you see that it says ANPRC 148 in the bottom right corner.
Okay.
Yep, got that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now what I want you to do is I want you to press Control Shift and the right arrow. And then you'll see a box appear saying set to right ear.
Yeah, set to left ear.
You've set it to the left ear, that's fine. Now what I want you to do is I want you to press equals again, and then it should show you ANPRC 343. And I want you to press Control Shift and then set that to the opposite ear. Just let me know when you've done that.
Nope.
It didn't work for you?
No.
Okay. Have you got your 148 in your backpack?
Yeah, I have.
Right, okay. So you just go through again. So you press equals. So you've got your 343 highlighted.
Yeah, just a minute.
Testing local.
Okay, I got it set. Both of them are set now.
Right, okay, now just press, so remember, the default key used for 343, if you just want to, in fact, guys, Blade, you just want to drop your 343 channels to channel 1 so everyone can hear on the same net. Right, once you've done that and you've set yourself to channel 1, just give me a quick press on the 343 number.
343.
Roger that. Give me a quick press on, oh, hang on 2 seconds before you do anything. Press equals. This goes for everyone as well, guys, if you don't mind just following this bit. So press equals until you get to the radio that you're on, the 148. If you hold control and press up key until you go to unused 1. If everyone could just do that for their 148s, please. And then once you've done that, just give me a quick radio check on that.
Who do you want to start?
Control what key?
Control up arrow. You should press control up arrow with the 148 selected as the current radio. You know, like when I said about the equals key to cycle through. So
Yes.
cycle through for the 148 selected, then hold control and keep pressing up whilst holding control until you see the channel number change to unused 1.
It's not doing anything.
Is that not doing anything for you? Okay.
No.
Mambo, you can also use, if you've got it selected, control, left control, alt, and caps lock. That opens it up for me. You can just do it manually if you really want to.
Open it up, but where to change the channel?
There's a button up and down, like an arrow up and down. Does that do something?
No.
No,
it's a middle button.
Button at the very top.
So you keep changing that like you would on the 343. So you all should be on unused 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mumbo, give me a quick radio check on the 148 unused 1, please.
148.
That sounded like
148. Sorry.
Yeah, that sounded like 148. Brilliant stuff. Heard on 148. Right, Atoshi, could you do the same for me, please?
Quick check on 343 and 148.
Yes, please.
Copy that.
343.
Yeah, that was good.
148.
Yeah, that was good as well. Right, so hopefully then everybody should be on the 148 unused channel 1. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Right, so just bear with me a second, please.
Quick 343 check. Heard.
Sound is a bit low for me. Let me fix that.
Right. You might want to make a note of it. I don't know if everybody knows how to do it or not, but I'll just quickly run through it with you now. So, like, often you'll hear the 148 on loudspeaker when we're doing things like convoy missions and stuff. So, is there anybody who doesn't know how to do that? It's dead simple.
Yeah, me.
Repeat what you said?
Sorry. So, like, you may have heard in the past, people like myself, Icarus, have their 148s on loudspeaker, particularly when we're doing convoy missions, so you can actually hear the 148 without actually physically having it on your person.
Yep.
Right, do you know how to do that?
Negative.
Right, I'll quickly run through it with you now. So you press your equals key again until you get to the 148 radio.
Okay.
You then press Control, Alt and Caps Lock.
Okay.
You then press Mode. And you should see, so it should be highlighted Top Audio.
Yes.
You press Enter to select Top Audio. It should highlight green.
No, it's not doing anything on Enter.
No. Enter on the radio, chap, not on your keyboard.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yep, so it should highlight Top Audio green.
Yes.
Okay, and then you've got the down arrow on your radio. Press that, and it should say INT Audio.
Yes.
So now, if you press INT Audio now, and then hit Enter, like...
Okay, did that.
Right, okay, so does somebody want to do a quick ping on the 148?
No, 148.
So that's actually coming through on everyone's radio as well as your loudspeaker. So that is how you do it. But that leads me on to my next bit. There are some issues with the 148, and one of them being, if you use the 148 for loudspeaker in vehicles for a long period of time, you'll actually start to not hear comms on there. So what I'd suggest to people to do is get the 148 like an extra 148, configure it for loudspeaker, and then just drop it in the inventory of the vehicle, and then be done with it, and that should be cool.
Okay.
Also, with 148 bugs, something that I did recently, which I obviously, because I'm still learning as well, I found out that if you have your medical menu open and you actually try to use the 148 as well, there is a bug that you'll start hot micing on the 148 to every other squad leader and 2IC's amusement. The other mission, that was me.
Never had that myself.
Yeah, I was told about it by Dave. Yeah, I got laughed at for it. So shit does happen.
2 questions.
Yep.
What's the difference between top audio and the What's the top audio do?
So top audio is where it's just being used for your earpiece. So it's like in personal mode. And then initial audio is where it actually uses the speaker for the radio, and it broadcasts it aloud.
Okay. So for the second question, if you do what you told, you said have like 2 148s. You have one for personal and then one for the vehicle. Hang on, sorry.
That's all right.
Will it broadcast forever if you have put one of the radios on int audio in the vehicle?
So you broadcast, you set the radio to broadcast, and you drop it in the vehicle, and it's lasted for 3 hours without a problem. That's long enough for what we do.
Okay, cool. Is it audible from outside the vehicle or?
Yeah, like you can hear it. It's on speaker, but that's also like you have to be careful with that because the AI they hear as well. So if you're running around broadcasting a radio, they're just gonna snap onto you like fucking robots and then just gun you down.
Yeah, I think it's dependent on vehicle too. How much padding it got. If you put it in a
Serious?
tank, I think so. It's like local.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're in a tank, you'll be hearing it less outside.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So, is there any questions from anybody about configuring it or anything like that?
I have one question, but it's with the self-interact. If you go to the 148, there's also a share option. Is that also a speaker function, or what does that do?
Okay, so...
Come up to me and find out.
You take that bit, mate. Go on.
I've shared my radio. Interact with me. Should be able to see it. You can literally grab it and use it.
Can you think of why that would be a good idea, Outlive? Come on. Or you top marks if you know what that's there.
If he's down and if he shared it.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're not fumbling through his fucking bungings and pockets to try and find it.
And
Right.
it's not,
So
it's not a matter of
Probably
if, it's
my
when,
legs.
when it's
Right.
So
I'm gonna just say any questions at the moment. Direct to me, Chris, because I need to run away for a second.
Yes. So basically, if you run as first or second IC for the evening, it's really handy to have it on share before you actually start.
Yes, definitely. We try to check each other if we have it enabled every time. Sometimes we forget, but we do try.
What's the first thing you do when you load in? Yeah.
Important thing to note about that though is if you grab hold of it, the guy it actually belongs to will not hear anything. You'll be having it basically, and you also have a maximum range. So if you move a certain distance from the guy you're lending the radio from, it will be returned to him.
Imagine it like picking up the radio with the cord still attached and it kind of pulling back to him when you move. It's a very short distance.
Does it automatically sort of get transferred back when you?
If you move me, yeah.
Yeah. If you
can also interact and return it.
Ah, Roger.
Roger.
Do you know what the distance is, or is it like far? Or
it's like 5 meters, I think.
Gambler 2-0. This is Blade.
I think he's on the wrong net. Wrong net.
Yeah.
Now you guys know how we feel.
It's just a demonstration, that's what it is, it's fine.
Yeah. He's just keeping us on the mothers.
Right, any further questions?
To be fair, you should have responded. That's the wrong net. Over.
Shouldn't it be that's the wrong net out?
Would you give us transmitting on the wrong net?
You should say out because you're not expecting an answer.
Or not wanting one.
Well, you should at least expect a thank you.
There's I got a question. Is there a specific reason we use the 343 and the 148 instead of like the 177 and any other radios they could come with?
Pretty much for security reasons. I don't want everyone to be able to jump onto the Gambler net and be like, oh, something's going on. You actually have to go and find the radio to do it. Also, when people respawn, everyone will be on channel 1, so everyone's gonna fucking forget to change it, and everyone's gonna be annoyed with you. So.
Yeah, no, I understand the two different radios, but why are we specifically using the 343 and the 148, not any of the 5 other radios?
I think it's just out of preference. I think the 152 is pretty much the same as the 148. There's not much difference there.
Could you have alternative radio channels?
What do you mean alternative?
When I used TFR, I think this is the 152. You can set an alternate radio channel, so you can sort of, instead of having two radios, you can set up sort of have GamblerNet and CommandNet on the same radio, but yeah, just alternative.
Yeah, that's not in here.
You can change frequencies by changing block.
Yeah, you can change the block, but we never do that.
Yeah,
the other of the radios we use. Basically.
Yeah.
And the 343 we use specifically because it's short range, and realistically someone would not have a long range radio just to talk to their squad mates. Because those things are fucking, yeah, those are fucking heavy. You'll be having backpacks like, well, yeah, Owen and Amarius have here.
It's nice CQB with a radar on your back, right? Radio, sorry.
Well, they're flexible, it's alright.
It's more about the sight, I guess.
Where the fuck is Gimbo?
You know, we asked that the same, or in operations.
He's usually up front. It's not hard to find.
Yeah, he's
either up front or in a safe place.
Yeah, he's probably prepping something. I can see him moving around a bit.
I can actually see him.
Chris, I promise you I'll be there in a second, buddy. Just keep them entertained.
You should just stop counting.
Dance for a second. Dance.
Roger that, over.
Shouldn't it be out?
Out.
No, I'm joking.
Just to annoy him.
That's the point.
Oh God, hello guy, always ready to entertain.
What the fuck?
You call it entertaining?
That's
Hello guy,
trying
give us a
to
pun.
dance.
Don't come that close to me, bastard.
Okay, I'll allow you one pun, hello guy.
Yes.
I mean, Mayor should
Let me
do
find a
that
bad one. Let me
Right,
find a
everyone
bad
plugged
one.
in.
He will rip it through time and space.
It's already terrible. Stop it now. Fuck it.
Let's see who shoots him first.
Let's see who gets the Purple Heart first.
Let's see who gets banned from RG first.
Hello guy, probably.
Let's see who doesn't get presents first for this year's Christmas.
So what's the answer anyway?
Oh, I found one. I'm a big fan of whiteboards. I find them quite remarkable.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And that is what we have to put up with.
Thank
on a
God
daily
Kimber
basis.
was back.
This is basically the whole drive every fucking Sunday.
Not every time.
What the fuck are you
Yes,
doing?
every time.
You asked him to enter.
I allowed him to give us one pun, so there we
You
go.
have a pun a day, man. What is wrong with you, hello guy? You've got issues.
I
We
love
put
it too,
Kimbo with
Sunshine.
Hello guy in the vehicle for a day.
Nah, you're alright. You are okay. I love him, but I don't love him that much. Right, okay, so can you guys see side chat on the map?
I can now.
Yeah.
Can you see the arrow blade markers that I've put?
Yeah.
So you will also be able to see something I'm about to put on here. Okay, so you see RV1 at that bridge.
Hey, Zon.
Hey, firm.
Okay, so the idea is Blade have done this route before, so I apologise, Blade, but we're doing it again, so fuck you. We're going to jump into vehicles, we're going to push out a base, and we're going to go to RV1. But what I want is I know, like, I'm not going to tell Arrow how to do it, but I'm going to tell Blade how to do it. I want one person, at least tonight, at one point, being actual for Blade, so you're liaising with Arrow on the 148. Make sense? No? It doesn't make sense? It does.
Yeah.
She gets it. That man gets it. Zezek, you're intelligent. You get it, yeah?
Why is he looking at the ground?
He's looking for bugs, mate.
I guess he's down to Earth guy.
He's looking for insects. Okay, right. It's not hard to understand, but yeah, we'll do it like that, Blade. I'm not going to tell Arrow how to do it, but I figure you're pretty much trying to blood some people as well, aren't you, Rick?
Yeah, they're already in the slots as well. So.
Right.
No way back out now.
For the setting off part, I will have I'll have Zezek organising that. So could you organise transportation, please?
Sure. Out there, Widgie, go get us some Humvees.
Delegation at its finest.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So just play this like it's like a convoy, like you'd convoy out to an RV and stuff. So basically, what I want to hear is just comms to say that like Arrow can be lead because it's always A, B, C, D. Just keep it simple, stupid sort of thing. So obviously, Arrow will call in. They're formed up. Then Blade need to. You've heard me do it. You've heard Sob do it. I'm not gonna. Or do you want me to go over it for you? Yes.
Oh no, it's fine.
Cool.
Fine with me. Should Arrow get vehicles too? Just saying.
Zezek.
That's not how it works.
Atoshi.
Fucking hell.
You know what to do, Atoshi.
You just want to toy with me, Onin.
That sounds weird.
Are you gonna get
What
one
vehicle?
guy to get two vehicles? Or not?
No, have a guy go with him.
What vehicle?
Oh god. We're all gonna die.
I suggest. This is just a suggestion.
Get the same as the Blade.
What did we use on the weekend?
Humvees.
Humvees?
Don't say that, Marius. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, get us some. Hello, guy.
Hello,
Atoshi,
guy,
could
with
you
me.
Get us Humvees. Thank you.
Come on, hello.
That was an unusual salute.
Don't forget his leash.
You gotta.
Not allowed to run free in a base.
Come on, hello, guy. That's basically our default line.
Don't forget to go. Hello, guys. Snacks on the way there.
Negative.
Do you want us to up vehicle for Arrow 2?
Jesus
Hot
Christ.
mic, Mamo.
Here we go, hot mics.
Mamo, hot mic.
Mama.
Miking.
I'm still hot mic.
No,
You're good now. You're good now.
Nah, Vigil, that's gonna be hard with your two guys. They're sending their own guys.
Alright, so for this point then, guys, I'm just going to step in here on the 343. So for the duration of the exercise, I want you to use as most professional comms as you can on the 343, like keeping it efficient, announcing who you are and who you're after from this point out, if we could do that. Kimbo out. Like, local's fine, you can fucking do what you want in this, but if you're broadcasting to everyone, let's keep it uniformed and constructed.
Shouldn't squad split off? No.
Wait until the Vics get here, Zez.
We're still lazy, right?
Are we getting an update on the situation once at RV1?
You'll be given...
That's a beautiful Humvee.
Oh my god.
Outlive, that's not a
Love that
Humvee. Go
moustache
back.
as well, fucking Outlive.
You didn't. Oh, yeah,
I
Squidgy.
specified Humvees.
I'm a fan of Sasek already.
Sesek can be very salty when he wants to be.
Give me 2 seconds.
You just got AFK?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm back.
Right, so I know we're swapping like in Blade, but are you doing the same in Arrow, or is it just going to be?
We already are.
Yeah,
no,
Marius is lead, Onin is 2IC.
Okay, so Marius and Onin are the ones I need to tell what's going on.
Yeah,
Roger.
Okay, wait till get to RV1 and I'll sort that out. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you want to sort out the route, or should I, Kimbo?
Okay, so what I'd say is just to RV1, just take the MSR, mate. That's the only way I'm going to guide you regarding that.
Okay.
Look at that, perfectly parked as well. And look how you do me proud.
If there was a custom thing to give you the bird.
Oh man, we're back.
Well done, Atoshi, thank you.
I should have said, honey, I'm back.
Would have killed you.
This is where he comes back in MBT this time.
Okay, so as soon as you're happy that the vehicles are in position, get everyone mounted up.
Which didn't know we needed
Still waiting
Humvees
for the
either.
last one.
Oh,
We've got both
really
ones.
did specify, go get us 2 Humvees.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Reggie heard get 2 vehicles, so we were like, what does he want anyway? So we decided on the Quixote.
Okay,
Let's
so
mount up.
Blade, mount up.
Mounting up. Charlie in the most northeastern one, Delta in the
Hey Chris, can I borrow you a sec?
Red in the front,
sure.
blue in the back.
Who's your
Check the numbers.
your 2IC, Kimbo? You have his Zezek choose.
They said Retty is gun.
He's gunning for it, eh?
Yeah, Retty is so into this.
I never get to.
Who's on
I
the
never
driver's
did in the
seat?
past either.
Not me.
Same.
Kimbo?
Well, at least you're not, in
Hey,
my
who are you?
Schlee. Will you want to designate a driver between yourself?
Well, at least
Yeah, follow Charlie.
Kimbo, will we need gunners?
No, you'll be good, mate. You'll be good.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's. I don't.
Can I just borrow the guy in your backseat so I can have a gun?
Whoever's in the back seat, please jump out.
Arrow wings are set.
Take the gunner on this week now. Number.
Copy that.
Yeah, get in line.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Yes, Outlive, send it.
Do you want Mumbo to jump to red team to make sure?
Doesn't matter, it's on this gun.
Right, guys, just remember, if you're talking on this net as well, I want to hear overs and outs, things like that. This is comms training after all. Out.
Recommend Blade switching back off to channel 2 with Arrow on 1. Over.
I concur.
Roger that. Understood. Blade out.
On channel 2.
Blade, Arrow, are you set?
You wanna try that again?
Blade, Arrow, are you set? Over.
This is Blade, Vic 1, Vic 2, set, out.
Copy. Convoy moving out. Speed will be 30 until we hit the MSR.
Speed 30. Speed 30.
Confirm 30. Oh, there's a crumb on my mouse, man. What the fuck? Get rid of that.
Lead Vic taking left onto MSR, increasing speed 50.
Left on the MSR, speed 50. Left on the MSR, speed 50. Do you guys switch to 2 again?
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet.
Mumbo, you on channel 2?
Yeah, now I'm channel.
Do you have Duvik in the rear view mirror?
Yeah.
It's so weird, I can't see it through your mirrors.
Can't you do the numpad slide around on your seat to see them?
No, they're like
black.
They're not mirrors for me.
This is Blade Actual to all VICs, break. Once on RV, that's herringbone, and get security, and then I'll want all leading squad members on me.
You heard that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Lead Vic approaching RV 200 meters, lead Vic will harrow on to the right.
So we will do an right.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, we'll see. Right, yeah.
Let's go now. Sweet.
Gonna be.
Yeah, just stay in, mama.
Cop that. Securing northwest.
Take up security by the vehicle.
I've got security northeast.
We've got security southeast, northeast.
She's covering north, northwest.
Combo coming in northeast.
Seen.
What I suggest to do, and I'm only going to suggest this, is I want us to push up this defilade of the dry riverbed up here.
Yeah.
Up and to he says. Sorry. I write everything down. It's like when I do things like this and I'm on the wrong page.
Do you want to grab it downhill from this road? Yeah, like that.
Neg for this. I just want to do it in this way for now. Just push up this riverbed up to grid 132. Is it 132? No, 132. 135. 165. Keypad north.
Okay.
Right. So you've got open. I'm just not going to say
Cherokee using the vehicle to cover
you need to cross.
use the ditch to the northwest.
Yeah.
I will just
There's literally nothing else, then it's fine, but
cross open ground as a
Raleigh
squad.
wanted to move away from it.
Do it in a bounding maneuver.
It's the biggest
as
target.
that you're two squads pushing across. You may want to organise that on the 148. Understood?
Yeah, understood. Just a question. Is all the other objectives active as of now?
No, they're not.
Okay, copy. And also, would you like us to bring the vehicles or leave the vehicles here?
For now, we can leave the vehicles here. Don't worry about the vehicles too much. That's down to me to sort that out. Understood?
Yeah. Copy.
Any questions?
Negative.
Negative.
So Sesek, are you actual right now?
Hmm?
Are you Blade actual?
Yeah, I'm stepping back from this. So
apparently, I think so.
Or is it OIC?
I don't know. Am I, Kimbo?
Choose someone for you to IC.
Copy.
Brief you guys. You've got 1 minute inside.
Yeah, just want to sort something, Sesek. So once we go to the 135, 165, keep at 9.
Yeah.
I was thinking we take the route, like just hit the side of the mountain here, so we have some sort of cover, and just follow it along.
We'll just go up here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Then set up one of our squad plus fire support from here, and one squad moves in.
We could grab
copy.
a bit of cover with the trees up here.
Yeah, probably better.
Icarus is straight northwest.
We can push up here. It's fine. If you guys want to take the compound.
Icarus?
Yeah, copy. So Blade will push
Yep.
up there.
You alright?
Yeah, we'll hold position.
Yep, good.
You're on.
Cool. I'm just gonna ping you in Steam, mate. Alright?
Sure.
Okay, copy.
Sounds good to me.
So
we should do OIC?
Fuck it, Schlee, I guess.
You should tell him.
I give.
Schlee, you're crazy.
Yes.
So yeah, just keep.
You want to go for
moving
plan
up
again?
here. Yeah, Schlee. On me. There you go. We're gonna move up here to this river bed here, or this fucking whatever.
Yeah, I can see the crudely drawn line.
Yeah. You can probably beautify that. Blade will move up here, support this arrow's attack on this compound.
Yeah, copy. What's Arrow's approach? Same?
Probably around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, let's go.
Sounds good. Let's go. Party time.
Okay, Blade, get out of the vehicles. We're moving out.
Alright, all dismount.
Copy that.
Let's do a wedge on. No, actually, line.
So, Column and Schlee, just take us out when you're ready.
Yep.
Just get in the bed now already, so we get cover all the way up.
Yeah, just starting out my shot packets. Not my shot pack, sorry, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Before we hit the objective,
Map thingy.
move up on the fire support position, and we'll be engaging.
Remember, guys,
Oh,
this is
this
one
blade-
break training, so any information you deem viable
Oh,
to the
fuck's
operation,
sake, Kimbo.
don't be afraid to pass it on. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to stop and just ask questions as well. Out.
I'm already afraid. Repeat last
Arrow,
visit.
this is Blade over. This is Arrow, son.
This is Blade, we're moved out already.
Copy, we're moving out now.
Over and out, you know?
Yeah.
No, not over and out, just use over and out. That is what I mean. Zezek knows what I mean.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? Get the back there, Ouija?
Yes.
Yep. At the front.
Okay, Ouija can't hear me.
Pass it along.
Receive it.
Barely out.
Copy that. We're gonna assault this compound straight to our west, or Arrow's gonna assault. We're gonna provide fire support from the top of the hill to the northeast of the compound.
What's the plan of attack?
Zezek, interrogative.
Go ahead, Kimbo.
You say the hill northeast of the compound. You don't mean the one with the military towers on it, do you?
Negative, there's a small hill just northeast, marked with B on the map.
Cheers, dude. No problem. Out.
100 meters.
That was extremely professional radio from Kendo.
Yeah.
Using dude and out. Just had to remark that and mention that. So in terms of this one, is this live fire? Or...
Suppose that everything's live fire when
Blade,
Kimbo's
this is
loose.
Arrow, message over.
This is Blade, send your message. Over. Over.
As we hit the keypad 9 marker RV2, we'll hold for a second, put up security and scout the area for break.
For the
or
Earth Weather.
further investigation of how to approach. Over.
Blade card is all out. Yes.
Yeah.
So hold at RV2, it's not marked, but okay.
Hold at this bend.
We probably passed it already. Yeah, let's just hold here, set up security, and get the eyes facing east and west.
East and west, you said? I see set base.
You shouldn't have eyes on the compound. No.
Beg your pardon?
We're not attacking the one at the hill. We're attacking this at the foot of the hill.
Where exactly is it?
You shouldn't have eyes on it from here.
Ashley, can you take us out in a wedge?
Copy that, heading out west in a wedge.
Hold on. Have a go.
Is this it, Kimbo?
I think so.
I'm right next to you.
Blade, this is Arrow, message over.
Ashley, just hold for a second.
Copy, holding.
Apparently I'm the only one who followed you.
Do you have eyes on the town behind the hill? Or is that just the hill behind the hill?
What did you say?
It's southwest is shit. Just behind the hill. You see
No, I
any building?
No, I can't see any buildings from here. What I do see is the telephone post or the electrical post at 233.5.
That's the Verbus.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can see right now from here.
Okay. That's right, yeah, that's where we're going.
For the wedge, do you want me to be on right side and the rest of blue on left?
Just wing it. We'll see what happens. Stepping off.
You're still crouching.
Kimbo, are you gonna be a part of this? Like, action. Okay.
Actually, slow down a tiny bit. Thank you.
Friendly contacts on the south side, southwest.
Yeah, seeing them.
Maybe 10 seconds max.
Arrow, this is Blade. Over.
This is Arrow, send message, over.
Make it a line
This is
formation.
Blade, we have caught up
Line
to you.
boss.
Out.
Towards the rocks on the left.
Rocks left, moving.
Yeah,
We're just dead through the rocks, whatever.
Just not skyline over this hill once you get up here.
I didn't tell you to stop. I just said don't fucking skyline.
Yeah, I was just making sure I didn't get chased up.
Let's set up in our line
Just to avoid skylining.
Yeah, we're pretty good to be fair.
Yeah, we should. The compound should be over this hill, so.
Holding.
Why are you holding?
We're at the skyline.
Copy that. Let's get on.
Let's get on our stomachs and get up so we can get clear eyes on the compound.
Start moving out.
Zezek?
Yes, Outlive.
Could I ask you not to be next to Schlie, so second and first don't go down at the same time?
That's
no,
the plan.
I cannot ask that.
Fair enough. No, it's just asking, you know.
I just needed to see what Schlie saw.
Yeah, I understand, but just making sure that it doesn't happen, you know.
It's fine. You all have 148s. And you have the training now, so you can take it up.
Still. Shut up! Doing my best here. This crawling gives me stamina nightmares.
Yeah, it really does.
I need a breather.
No, you don't. Keep crawling.
I can't, my stamina was out.
Well, you can keep crawling even if you don't have stamina.
You can?
Yes. Keep crawling. Fuck's sake. Copy that. We should get eyes there in a second. I hope.
I recommend we catch our breath before we move up anymore. We're about to go down the hill.
To the red line.
Copy. Do we have eyes on the objective?
If we crouch, yeah, we'll have good eyes.
Crouching. How far do we need to move to get good eyes with stomachs?
Probably another 15, 10 meters.
Copy. Yeah, copy.
Blade, this is Arrow, message over.
This is Blade, send your message over.
We're set at position. Do you have eyes on the objective? Over.
Not yet.
Break. Got infantry movement on the hilltop, west.
We do not have eyes currently. Give us one mic. Out.
What the hell is happening on that hilltop?
It's a party. Don't worry about it.
Look at
it's
that.
Not active.
There are people.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. It's not active.
Okay.
Right, Zezek, Kimbo.
Get up there. Yep.
I've got brilliant eyes on the target from my position here.
Laying or sitting?
Both.
Copy. Okay, so you stay
I have eyes on the compound. Can see contacts.
Contact report.
Like 3 or 4 guys, but I don't know why they are pink.
Wrong.
Don't worry about their skin tone.
Okay, I got like 6 guys running around in the compound. One is very dangerous close, it's coming towards me.
Danger close, running towards it.
Armed?
It is coming towards us. It's coming from to the north side.
Arrow, this is Blade, message over.
This is Arrow, send message.
We are in position. Out.
That's confusing.
Interrogative. Do you have eyes on any enemies or intel to our need? Over.
We got some pink guys running around here. I don't really understand what's happening.
One is coming. 3 guys are coming towards us.
Copy. Do you suggest that... Oh shit, yeah, I see him. Hold.
Right upon us.
Zizek, be advised, pink guys were to the west as well.
4 of them, 5, 6.
Do we shoot the big guys?
Like gazelles.
Be advised, Arrow, the pink guys are the targets, so yeah, let's just fucking fuck them up. You guys engaged. Anything?
Pink. We don't
We have to go back.
Guys, you got 2 guys moving up on your flank from the southeast, over.
Southeast.
Arrow, Blade, the targets are the VR type. Break. Be advised, Bill disconnected, which meant that they may have pushed out. Break. Any targets remaining need to be engaged inside the compound. Break. Just have to overlook that, I'm afraid, guys. Out.
Kimbo, are the ones on the hill still in play? West.
No, negative. The ones on the hill, don't worry about those. That's not active at the moment.
I have no eyes in the compound anymore. No targets in the compound.
I think they all ran
Copy
away.
that. Keep overwatch.
Blade, this is Arrow, message over.
Display receiving.
Arrow will be pushing on ahead now. Out.
Copy that. Blade will be engaging targets in the forest and around the compound as you see them. Out.
Okay.
Blade, you're free to fire on the compound.
Do you want very light suppression on the right side?
Yeah.
Say again.
PID targets. Arrows moving out. I'm gonna take out the guys in the back here.
I don't see any targets. It's empty.
Well, just do suppression then.
Actually, Kimbo,
Till you see.
Go ahead.
permission to suppress southwest high of target. Over.
Copy that. Suppress. Light suppression.
Is that?
I see one-time contact at the compound.
Says that, Kimbo?
Shift fire right.
Go for Kimbo.
Arrow have reached the compound. Arrow have reached the combo. Kimbo out.
I can see friendly at the compound.
Fire high. Guys, give me one shot, there were 5.
I have no eyes on the targets anymore.
This is Kimbo. I have eyes on friendlies entering the compound now. Reference the red container. Red container. Kimbo out.
I have eyes
Hold
on
fire.
the
Hold
friendlies.
fire.
Roger that. Holding fire. Holding fire.
Watch and shoot.
Yeah, actually, don't worry about what happened behind you.
The massacre. Did you loot them? Might be full of VR goodies.
What are you saying, Kimbo?
Police entering the building.
Probably something like that.
At this point, what I'd probably do is ask for a sit rep off Arrow. Let's go for the
about to do that. Actually, before you said it. Proud of me.
Arrow this state, do you have a sit trap?
Out, no, over. We didn't.
This is Arrow, send last. This is Blade, do you have a sit trap for me, over? Wait one, over. This, Blade, this is Arrow, message over.
This is Blade, send it over.
Compound is clear. We had a few contacts in the buildings, break. We have no further contacts any around in the compound, over.
Blade copies all. Blade's gonna move into your compound. Blade, let's get in the compound.
Arrow copies out.
Stepping off on Mumba.
Double time, guys. Get to the compound. I'm gonna assume we just gather up.
Did you shoot anything?
Right, guys.
I don't know.
Index on that
Damn.
first part of the app.
Tried my
Don't worry
best.
about
Don't have
security.
anything.
Just gather on me, please. Guys, index for that first part of that training. Gather on me, please.
And
Index gather on Kippo.
I could get used to having more people in my squad. Hey, Chris, do you want to donate your squad to me?
No. I'm just gonna say this is 2AC, right? No.
Oh, fuck. Can you donate your squad to me, Chris? You can keep on him. You girls? Okay.
He's just gonna ignore you, probably.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Right, guys, well done.
Get that.
I enjoyed that. There was some good comms on that. Sorry about the guys rushing out, but I think it was. I'm not a fucking a Zeus, so I'm only guessing. But if Vilk disconnects, they lose the anchor to what he told them to do. Is that correct, Dick?
That is correct.
Okay, right. Wicked stuff. So for that, there was good comms. Everyone basically said what they needed to say. Kept the net clear as well, so that was good. So for the next bit, Zezek, well done. But you're now you're benched. Your 2IC stepping up to actual, and I'll need your 2IC to nominate a 2IC. Well, you know what I'm saying. She, your IC, nominate a 2IC.
Yeah, Outlive, you're up.
Right. Okay. The rest of you, please, just stand by. Can I get all squad leads on me, including 2 ICs? So we've got Onin, Marius, Outlive, and Schleedog.
And Icarus.
Yeah, well, Icarus goes with it. So
That don't matter.
He's actual Arrow. Right, next objective is this place here. So we are, if you didn't know already, here. So at this point, all I'm going to ask you to do is just avoid this area, but between you, devise an assault where you can basically how you would assault this on Sunday, how you've seen it done in the past with Arrow and Blade.
Yeah, copy.
Go.
Alright. Schlee, I guess we could approach it from one side each, so Arrow could take the southeastern side, being here, and you guys could take the northeastern side.
My only problem with that is getting to the northern side in cover. I guess you could use the flank of the hills. Bound past you.
Yeah, flank around, basically.
Right.
If that's okay for you?
Yeah, it sounds good. We move directly there.
30 seconds.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay, copy.
See what happens when we get there. Right, blood stepping off.
Party time.
I gave you an arrow on the thing.
Yeah, thank you. Zezek, can you step us off heading north, please?
Stepping off north.
Alright, take a look on your map, boys. There's a line marked for a route. Blade will be approaching from the northeastern side. We'll be holding at the hold marker.
Let's get in a wedge formation, guys.
Until they're ready. And then we will be pushing in from the...
We're assaulting the military compound on top of the hill. We're supporting Arrow. They're coming in from the east and we're coming in from the north.
Mumbo, could I have you on the right side of the wedge?
Copy that.
Thank you.
Sligo yellow.
So Delta right?
Right guys, just to interject a little bit here, obviously 148, you can tell people what you see if you think it's relevant to the other squad's manoeuvres. Feel free to update them.
Even the regular squad members?
Negative. You just pass that up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Don't forget, threats are west, so keep eyes out that way.
Actually, this is Sussex interrogating team. Over.
Go ahead.
What is Arrow's approach gonna be? Where?
They'll be coming in from about here, probably a little bit more northwest. By the rocks. If you head northwest now, around the hill.
Switching northwest. Will we have to worry about crossfire? Or
We are doing more of a scissor movement. They will be coming from...
Zezek, crossfire is a possibility. Arrow are quite professional, so I assume they'll be PRing
Blade,
targets, right?
message over. Advised, our approach has changed slightly. We'll be approaching from the direct south. Over.
Taking the shortest route.
Copy. Wait one out,
Hold.
and I'll tell you once we're set.
There is a possibility of crossfire, but that's why I made the things bright red.
I did not understand what it said.
Alright, Zezek, I fucked up on the camouflage, alright.
Wait, what are you...
We're attacking from here, guys, by the way. Arrow are going to push in from the south now, I think.
Right, Schlee, I'm going to give you update
Yep.
where Arrow is, mate.
Line, most likely.
There.
Oh, they're
That's
already
where they are.
engaging.
Arrow are directly south east of our position. They're about
Blade, this is Arrow, message over.
400 metres away from us southeast.
Shall we push in?
Send a message, that's fine.
Yeah, we currently took contact to the southwest. We're now pushing on to the objective out.
Let's go.
On the line, guys.
Outlive, Kimbo.
Kimbo Outlive.
What formation are we doing on this?
We are doing a line formation.
That many thanks, Kimbo.
See, that's the great thing about Blade. You don't even have to say it. They just know a line's gonna happen now.
Ashley.
Yep.
Remember, mate, as much comms as you can give, giving Arrow the picture of what's going on from our point of view as well. So things like we've reached the wall or we've reached the
Yeah,
wall, things like that, yeah?
that's what I'm doing now. Just checking them.
One time's enemy at the tower.
Contact southwest in the tower, far.
This is
Not
Arrows
aware
and
of my
message.
position,
Over.
not engaging yet.
Contact straight.
Contact down, contact down.
Contact the tower.
Ashley, Arrow are actually in the compound now. They're at the wall, mate, so they're pushing in now.
Yeah, copy that. Echo.
Yeah.
Blader in the compound, guys. Watch your shot.
Out there, Kimbo.
Let's breach it, guys.
Yes.
Kimbo, let's go. We're breaching the south side.
See friendlies?
Yep, let's go right and clear this bit and then move up to support.
Tower clear.
Contacting big tower west. Ah, they got them.
Really?
Crossing northwest.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
That looks extremely clear.
You see the below? That's the first thing I noticed when I got this, the pressure here.
Let's keep on moving.
Contact down there.
Right, I would say whoever's to IC and whoever's IC, I'd mark off things that are cleared now.
If updating map.
Break. Got armor. West down the hill. Meters.
Roger that, disregard for now, disregard for now.
What the fuck?
Where's that armor?
It's the blue thing.
Oh yeah, I seen armor.
For the next thing, don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. It's like when I was calling contacts up there, and you're like, "Come on, Shlee. Stay on point."
Blinkers.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you mark the thingies up on the map?
I am, yeah.
Okay. This tower was clear.
Confirm southeast.
Blade, let's take that southern tower. It looks like they haven't been cleared yet.
Yeah, go.
Copy that.
Friendly is on top of it.
Friendly's on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all clear. Just lock down the compound south exit.
No, the compound is not clear. Or the tower is not
Nope.
clear.
There's still people in there.
Yeah, well, let's clear that then.
No.
Flee this tower.
Don't shoot friendly.
Friendlies.
Alright, this tower is clear. We got currently people in the second tower clearing it as well.
Yeah.
Marius, Shlee, anything you're going to say now local? I want you to do it on 148 so everybody can hear.
My spot.
Copy.
No, it's my spot.
Are you putting a rank on me?
This is Arrow, send message over.
South through west to what?
Just cover it.
South through
South
through
to-
west.
to
South
west.
to what?
Through the west.
To what?
To west.
West. That's
Then you're
there.
doing south to west, not through west.
Through west. It's the same.
I'm just fucking with you, Schlee.
You.
Just tell him over and out, please.
Yeah. Over and out, is it?
Copy. Copy
In and
that.
out, Schlee.
When you're happy, Shelly, let me know.
Up and over.
Hold on a second.
I'm ready.
Alright, call it in both of you, 148, that is clear.
Blade, this is Arrow, Major. We are currently reporting several MBTs to our northwest. Over.
Yeah, we have seen those as well, yeah.
And we're told to disregard.
Cool, if you want to do that you can just say, yeah, roger that, we saw the MBTs Blade out. That's enough. Remember, end the conversation. You don't want to prolong it as much as, you want to get over and make sure that you say that. You'll get into the habit of keep saying over until the other guy ends it.
Right, yeah.
You want to take the initiative and just be like, not that it's rude, but just be like, I understand that, I know it out.
Oh yeah, so even just play it out.
Taro, just go
Yeah.
hang out with
Yeah.
the Christmas
Exactly,
turkey over there to the
exactly.
north.
Right, unfortunately we've ran over a little bit because of my waffling on about the 148 earlier probably. So what I'm going to do now is, if you both could call Index to you guys, and then we're going to do a little bit of fire mission on the MBTs. So what I'd like to do is, I'd like 2 guys from each squad, and what they're going to do is they're going to actually send a fire mission to Vil, and he's going to bring the fire in on their location that they mark.
Yeah, okay.
Right, understood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you choosing the people, Kimbo, for your squad?
No, mate, you're IC at the moment. You choose it. Just give me a second.
By the way, it'll be Outlive and Widget.
Widget, first I see?
Nope. Outlive and Widget, you're going to be calling in
Chris.
artillery on targets.
Kimbo wants us to be calling in fire missions on those MBTs through Will. Would you like to let someone else have a go at it, or would you like to just keep it as
They have it.
You can do it if you want to. Yeah, if you want someone else to do it, that's fine too.
So basically, we need to give coordinates.
Pick whoever the fuck you want. It's fine.
Right, guys. So.
Alright, Cherokee.
Yes.
Once
Was
you've
that
got your
possible?
people
You're the
nominated,
lucky one.
I think it'll be good
What are we
practice
doing?
for the maximum. Good skill to have.
To see the coordinates, yeah.
Are we switching commands?
Do you want Cherokee to IC?
Forward
I
observer.
mean,
Fire missions.
Schlee?
marksman
Oh, okay.
is the designated JTAC.
Otherwise,
I
promote
know,
them.
2 seconds on that.
Don't worry.
Right, boys, listen up. 2 guys from each squad either volunteered or nominated. Have you got it sorted, Marius?
You want to do this, other guy?
Hold on.
Do we have any volunteers?
Other guy?
Oh, I'll do it. Actually, it's no big.
Right, Mumbo
Yep.
and
Just
Outlive,
ignore
you're
me.
going to do it for Blade.
Hello, guy.
What?
Hello? Hello, guy?
Okay, okay, ignore him.
Now he has to do it.
Oh, Mumbo and Outlook.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Chris is like, "No, he's gotta
we're
do it."
just not interested,
Yeah,
sure.
okay, so basically Cherokee and Hello Guy will be doing the fire mission.
But I think I don't think Widget's got much experience with 148s.
Okay,
Can I
mate,
just
that's
mention
fine.
one thing about what just happened? Hello.
Yeah, go on.
Hello, Phil.
He's
I
scared of
heard
living
a
Jews.
Blade to Arrow transmission. I was like, no, not this again.
I missed that.
Through
Sorry,
is not
I missed that.
a procedural word. It's Arrow. This is Blade. Nothing else.
Vil, we're on
Yep.
unused channel 1 on the 148 at the moment, mate.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, that's what we're going to call the fire missions through. I've got 4 guys. I know we're a bit limited on time. So, right, if everybody wants to set up facing northwest, I want each person who's going to be calling a fire mission on the 148 to pick a target. I want you to. They're not far out, so you shouldn't struggle on finding grids. But Mumbo, are you confident being able to find a grid ref for it?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, brilliant stuff, mate. Well done. Fantastic. Outlive, I know you're confident with grids as well. So, if everybody would like to stand northwest then, please, and just watch the display.
You could even. Oh, who's. Yeah, get in the tower. Or, in fact, actually, guys, not everyone in that tower. I'll put another one down.
I was gonna say maybe put one next to it.
That's when you know the guy's got power when he's like, yeah, I'll just put another tower down.
Putting arrow will go in this tower then, I guess.
Oh, you can combine. It's not going to kill people.
No, that's true. Just see arrow climbing in this.
Share socks.
Right, Blade, we're sharing the tower with Arrow. Get up there, please. Make sure you're looking northwest.
Retty, who's your two guys?
We've got Cherokee and Hello Guy.
Are they entirely on top, or is this place?
Yeah, let's go around some.
Arrow,
Why not?
This is Arrow sent message over.
Arrow, being is that you're the guest on our training tonight, you're going to have first crack at the fire mission. Is that okay with you? Over.
Yeah, that's okay. Out.
So we got Mumbo, we got Outlive, Retty, Cherokee.
You pick one.
That's not looking good, would you?
Yeah, I'm picking you, Onin.
Fuck. I've no clue
Right then, boys,
what
this is
I'm doing
Kimbo
anyway.
to people calling in the fire missions. Suggest you get them started as soon as possible, please, due to time. Over.
Who wants to go first?
Arrow's going first.
Alright, Cherokee, where you at?
Sorry, doing it. Oh, he's down there.
Get on top here, Cherokee.
Copy.
So,
Guess that's me too then.
are you confident helping him do the fire mission, Marius? Or do you want a bit of- you're confident?
I've been doing
Okay,
testing.
Cool. Okay, cool. No worries.
Yeah, I see that.
Alright, Cherokee. So we're gonna be calling the fucking fire mission.
Like,
Yeah. 30 round mag.
Do you remember map training, remember?
yeah, 124, 167, keep at 4. I think that's the first target.
Right, Mumbo, have you got a
Believe
piece of
it's,
paper?
Mortar. Hold on.
Yeah,
for a
I
second.
can get it.
Get a piece of paper, get a pen, write down that grid, as well as the keypad.
That is the one thing I always struggle about is the keypad.
Retty, can
What-
I have your-
Keypad is your numpad on the key, your keyboard. So
On my way.
you'll get a grid,
Oh.
it'll look like a square, and then you'll
Excuse
have
me,
a... Sorry, Retty.
It's alright, thank you.
But if I give
Yeah,
them
Retty, we're gonna need
a 5 numbers times 5 numbers, is that enough as well?
Go on, let's make this.
No, it'll be an 8-figure grid. So you'll have a 6-figure grid, and then you just give them the
You have the range.
give them the keypad. I'll sort you out.
I
Don't
can
worry.
give you the range.
Normally I get the 12210.
Blade actual to Arrow. Don't mean to push you, but we are pressed for time. Over.
Remember, another way, you don't have to use a pen and paper, you can just create a note on the map.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got the factor.
Roger that. Blade going first on the first fire mission. Out.
Right,
Alright,
Mumbo,
Retty.
you're up first,
I
yeah?
want you
Have
to-
you got the
Yes.
grid?
Yeah, I got the
Yeah, I
factor.
got the one.
Yo,
124, 167,
Get some
keep at
coordinates
4.
on it.
Fireball.
Which one do you want?
Right. Okay. So
Let's take the most
the
Gambler,
north
Arrow,
western
actual
one.
requesting teleporter.
You see the marker?
Yeah, I saw.
okay, Mumbo.
Testing local.
Yes.
295.
So you're gonna be requesting
Yeah,
the fire
copy,
mission.
bearing
You
295.
need to ask Fireball. The code name is Fireball.
5, 4,
Fireball.
8 meters out.
Roger that. Yeah.
Do you have
So
eyes on
what
the
you need to
front,
do
Retty?
is you need to
No,
say
I got the factor.
something along the
Okay.
terms of Fireball. This is Blade.
Okay, I got it set.
Requesting fire mission over. Say that
Jesus,
now.
Fuck, I've done this in a while.
Okay.
Alright, Cherokee, you got something to take notes with?
So just to reiterate, Fireball. This is
Okay.
Blade.
Fine.
Request fire
Out
mission
the,
over.
I request fire mission and then give them the grid.
Yep.
No. Just say that. I'll talk you through it. Don't worry about it.
You ready to take it down?
Ready?
Like I've just said, Fireball. This is Blade. Requesting
Where's my
fire
friendly
mission
grid?
over.
Fuck.
Say it now.
Friendly grid is 127.
Okay, Fireball, this
167.
is Blade requesting fire mission.
You need to say that on the 148 chat.
Fireball,
Let's
this
see,
is
we got
Blade
the
requesting
Paradox
fire mission.
MVP, of course.
Over.
This Fireball send.
The
So
direction
what you need to
is-
say is you need
so
to
it's
say
295.
target location 6-figure. Say that now.
Distance
Target
is
location 6-figure.
533
Over.
meters.
Copy,
in-
wait, 6-figure. Over.
So what you'll say is
8 grid is
give him the 6-figure grid reference that you've got for the target now.
123.
124, 167, keep at 4.
Now say break.
Wait, is that the right
Break.
fucking...
Now say request 1 times HE round
1693.
over.
requesting one-time HE round.
Over.
annoying with the
Last
one
digit
for
Over.
the first four of the target position.
130.
Do you wait? So what's happening now is he's obviously calculating that, and then he's going to find the grid,
130, that's
and then
just
he's going
three
to
numbers.
send the round, and then he'll update you.
This is
Oh, 1, 2,
viable
3,
to Blade. Repeat grid reference.
1230 169.
Grid reference 1.
Elevation is 33.
Grid reference 124167 keypad 4.
Alright, that should be all the information here.
Copy, 3 rounds out on that grid.
Yeah, that's,
20 seconds.
Alright,
Right,
you're
so
gonna call for,
he's going to send the rounds out
3
now.
rounds
You don't really say
on
anything.
target.
He's going to send the rounds. He'll give you possibly an ETA of when they're going to land. But what he's going to want to know is he's going to want to know how they were. So, like, if he fucked up, but he's not going to fuck up. But you'll just say something back, like saying, "Fireball, this is Blade. Good fire
This is
for effect."
Fireball Splash.
You talking about me or Cherokee?
Well, nothing happened.
I'm not.
No, it did. So, those targets there, where the fire mission was that the target you was looking at?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which one was the one that he was looking at? Was it just beyond the trees?
Working out something.
Yeah, that's fine,
This
mate.
one.
Mate, that is fine. That is fine. That is like for mortars.
I can
That's
set one
accurate.
up.
It's within 50 meters, so you'll say good effect on fire mission and fire mission out.
Yeah, I have a
Good
question.
effective fire mission out.
I'm going to grab the one.
Go on,
We
Ellie.
didn't hit the target.
Can I give a
274 as well?
digit reference?
Behind the
No, you
trees.
can't, because no one's
Yeah,
got the
just
time
write
to look
that
for
down
10 figure.
later usage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Outlive,
Compare
sorry, Mumbo. Bear in mind
Yes.
the rounds that you've requested, they're like mortar rounds. So as I say, they're 50 If it's within 50 meters of your target, it's considered accurate, mate. You can't
Kimbo,
expect
Got it.
anything less than that. Yo,
about the 10 figure, you can actually do that if it's artillery. But if it's mortar, then 6 is fine.
yeah. Okay, so Arrow, wait one. Arrow, this is Blade Actual. Are you ready for your fire mission? Over.
This is Arrow. A firm fire mission is soon to be alerted. Over.
Roger that. You have the net. Blade out.
Alright, go ahead, Cherokee.
Copy that.
So, how can I know that where the exact position of the object is on the map?
I'll show you.
You have to use your compass map tools and stuff like that.
Arrow, this is Blade. Stand by. Gamblers in comms.
This is Fireball. I can do 2 things at once. Keep going.
Fucking show off.
Damn. I think he's trying to say he's a woman.
He's got a good brain in his head. I wish I had it.
Yeah, it's good. Go
Clear
on.
to continue.
Yeah, you're clear.
Copy. Arrow requesting fire mission over.
Didn't hear that.
So what you want
Yeah,
to do,
roll that.
Mumbo, is find your exact location on the map.
Barriers.
3 for 3.
Okay, I
Check
can
that
see it
radio,
on
didn't
Mac
hear that,
Dagger.
Yeah,
where my
yeah,
exact
yeah.
location is.
Yep. Then you want to have a look at the compass bearing to the target from where you are.
Compass bearing is 265 or
Arrow
something.
requesting fire mission over.
If you then open your map, there's a compass
This is
tool
Fireball. Send it.
Yeah,
in the
there
bottom
it
left
is.
corner.
Yeah, I opened it up.
Friendly position 8 figure grid.
You can put that over your exact location and turn it using
Wow,
control
Chris.
and
He's
left
going
click,
for
I
it, man.
believe,
Well, we've practiced
to the
this
bearing
before,
that you
so-
just found.
Left one.
And that'll draw a line. Now the difficult part is the range. If you don't have a rangefinder, you can't really do this, but with Outlive, he could tell you the exact range. Say it's 150 meters. You then move the measuring part over yourself to your position with it aligned, and draw or place a dot in that position, and that's the exact location of that target.
Read back on enemy grids 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 6, 9, 3. Break. Confirm 3 rounds.
Okay.
Here the map tool has a ruler edge.
Yeah, I'm just
Rounds
opening
out,
the
20
small map tool.
Did he just give a 10 quick reference?
Nicely done, Cherokee.
Yeah, damn, dude.
Much appreciated.
Really nice.
Fuck. Right, Blade, we're practicing fire missions, then next free training we get.
And he was our medic.
But Mumbo, don't listen to none of that stuff. Your fire mission was
This is Fireball Splash.
You did a 8-grit one, didn't you? Can I do that as well?
Oh,
Nice.
Alright, remember to call back and say.
So now he's got to tell the fire mission how that fire mission was.
Out, basically.
That was spot on that one.
So repeat last Tony?
Yes, I am.
Copy. Set and ready. Looking forward to it.
How are you feeling now,
Sure.
Mumbo, with the map tool?
Call back to him that.
How can I rotate the map tool?
requesting fire mission, over.
That the rounds were.
I think you can do it with self-interact with the map open.
Over and out.
This is Fireball, send.
I got a friendly position. 8
Rather
grid
hold that.
is 1279 1670.
Oh, you've got to press Alt
Have you got
to
your fire
turn
mission?
the map tool. Press
Yeah.
Alt and left click.
Okay, as soon as this train comes in,
Target is
and the comms clear,
547
request your fire mission.
break.
Mm-hmm.
Target position is 274. 8 grid is 1224 1674. Elevation is 28. Requesting 3 times HE. Read over. Read back, over.
It's
Yeah,
always
that
like-
was the exact location I first
8-figure
guessed.
grid ref is as follows: 1224 1674. Elevation is 28 meters, and you're requesting 3 times HE. Over.
Is that correct?
How can I know this rather than 6 to get the 10 grid? 10 digit grid.
Yeah, it was better for that one.
Rounds out.
That will be for another training, Mumbo.
That's something only a marksman can do.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Hence why he got red here, using his factor.
Alright, hold on. Just remember, once the rounds have landed, and if they're on target, you just call back to him that they're on target, and then out, basically.
Yeah.
You should just have enough time to get
Fireball
using.
Splash.
As soon as they say it was a good fire effect outlet, ping your fire mission to it straight away because we're pushed for time.
Good hit. Mission, error out.
That's you, Outlive, go.
Blade requesting Firebolt for fire mission.
This is Fireball, send it.
Well done, Onion.
Requesting 3 times HE rounds at grid reference 1221 1687. Read back.
Just call him Onion.
Yeah.
Who said that?
This is Fireball. Readback is 1221 1682. Break.
1687.
Apologies. 1221 1687. Over.
That is correct.
Copy. 3 rounds out. Splash is 20 seconds.
Right, let's see if he... Fucking, look at him, he's on it. 2 comms.
Which one was that, Outlet?
Far back.
Copy that, Dusak. If you want to head back to base, I'm going to bring these guys back in a minute as well. Over.
Fair play to you, Vil. Fair play.
How Vil does the 2 times comms is beyond me.
But he's doing
Fireball Splash.
He's doing fire missions as well, mate, which is a
I
bit...
know.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Outlive, that's lovely, mate. Well done.
Very nice.
Fire team success. Out.
Okay.
Any more, Kimbo?
Index, guys, index. Thank Phil, if you see him.
No, thanks, Phil.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Phil.
mate.
If I could have everyone down on the bottom floor, please, just to go over a couple of things.
Right, guys, push down to the bottom.
Nicely done there, everyone. Brilliant job.
Hello,
Right. Shift.
Oh god. How to get 2 gamma squads out of tower?
Delete the tower.
Poke them off?
Threaten to blow up the tower.
Delete the tower.
Oh, I can't actually delete that one.
Oh.
Not without difficulty, right?
You're leaning,
Thank you,
Maris.
Everyone gather around me and my gun of amazingness.
Fair play to you, Vil, man. Fire mission and 2 fucking comms.
Very
Well
nice.
done.
Kimbo, I've run 3 radios before. Like, 2 radios is nothing.
got like your brain like segmented into thirds to do all that shit.
In short, there's a reason that we don't give anyone 3 radios. It's just not worth it. Your mind just melts. Thing is that for squad leads, you have to remember that you guys are actually already doing 3 things at once. In that you're playing the game, dealing with squad comms, and dealing with platoon comms. So
yeah. And generally, squad comms are a lot more intense than 148 comms.
Yeah. So, just a couple of points, guys. Grid reference was slightly off on, I think, the first one. Feel free to call in a correction if you need it. I know that certainly with those with the 155 mils that I was using, they have a lot of room for error. But if you need it, then just say adjust fire 100 meters south or however far. Or if you do left and right, if you do things as complicated as Arrow do. Because I think Icarus knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Because when you do left to right, long and short, then you're doing it based upon where the observer is, as opposed to the direction.
Which is what they gave their position, yeah? So
yep.
you know for yourself how to adjust off their position, your own.
Exactly. So the other thing is that, so while you guys are doing this, Aegis and Gambler Command and 3-0 are doing JTAC for aircraft. So one of the things you have to remember is while they are talking to you, there is going to be at least one guy who's doing the mortar calculation and the other guy making sure that there's enough ammo near the mortar to fulfill your request. So make sure that you take a breath every so often, give them time to adjust the coordinates, because the thing is that if you do it slow enough, you're not going to have to repeat it. As you heard, I was just pretending to be someone who was operating a heavy weapon, so every so often I'd deliberately get a grid figure wrong, just so that someone have to repeat it again.
Can I just state, from my guys, they've never done fire missions before, mate, so as far
absolutely
as I'm concerned,
not,
that
no.
was fucking
So
brilliant.
it was very good. So just make sure that you slow it down. Make sure that you allow the mortar team or whoever to process it. Of course, it's easier for the mortar team than for a pilot, because let's face it, if the people in the mortar team don't do anything at all, what's the mortar going to do? Well, it's going to fall over. What happens if a pilot stops doing anything?
The plane
crashes. Or gets shot down or similar. So you get a lot more forgiveness with mortars. Other thing with mortars is, or just generally, make sure that you do your PD or post damage assessment or battle damage assessment or whichever, just very quickly, like good effect on target, rounds short, rounds long, repeat, that sort of thing. Just make sure. If you want to look up any of these, feel free to Google things. The one thing that you absolutely never say to an artillery person when you're asking them to read back what you said or want them to repeat themselves, you never use the word repeat. Why is that?
Because then it shoots again.
Yeah, exactly.
Repeat means send the rounds where you just sent them, which could be on where a friendly squad's just pushed in.
Can I just add something to that effect as well?
Yeah.
Like, because obviously it's the comms training, and I was telling you guys about making sure you clear the net as soon as possible. Once you start a fire mission, nobody's going to butt over you unless it's a break. So you need to be able to get the information out quickly, efficiently, and then give the battle damage report as quickly as possible so you can get off the net and free it up.
Yep. The other thing is that although it's a lot easier when you're looking over a tower on an open field, you have to remember that in a lot of these cases, you're going to be doing it when there's fire whizzing over your head or various other things that could be going wrong. It's something actually that I think probably every squad and gambler, including squad leads, are guilty of. You always request 3 times HE as your first thing. We don't carry unlimited rounds of ammunition.
I don't think I've ever done that, actually. I always start with 1.
Yeah,
so
start with 1 times HE, or even better, 1 times smoke round. You can see smoke rounds really easily. And plus, we've got the Willy Pete smoke rounds if you want it to do damage the first time.
I never request 3 times anything, Bill. I don't know what you're talking about.
Kimbo, you always request 3 times everything. Literally, you are
3
like...
Humvees.
3 smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like. How was the 12 Days of Christmas stuck at your house? Like, is it 3 gold? Yeah, on the 3 Days of Christmas, 3 gold rings. Right. Anyway, let's get back.
Cheers, Val. Thank you, mate.
No worries. Let's get a teleporter out for you.
Great job, everyone.
To rule them all.
Oh yes.
Oh god. Oh,
Tolkien.
God.
Tolkien. Yeah.
Love it.
Right, teleporter behind me is Alpha. Other teleporter behind me is going to be Bravo. Go to it.
Hello.
Hello. Also, do any AURs not know about loading 30-round magazines?
I don't, Vil. I'm not an AUR.
I
but
did
I'd like
know.
to
I've never done it.
Okay, so if you have a 30-round magazine and you are an AUR, so for example, Kimbo, could you give Mumbo a 30-round magazine, please?
Yeah, Mumbo, turn around.
Not certain it will update the model for you, but
Certainly not in that weapon.
no, I don't think it does in that weapon. It does in these. Which...
Right, so trace the 30.
Which looks amazing.
Backpack, Mumbo. Done.
Yeah,
Checking
so
that.
you should be able to load that into your gun.
Load it. I gotta see, sorry.
I don't think it works quite the same way in those guns. No, it still looks like a box mag. Well, it still looks like a... yeah. So, although I know that the RHS guys' plan is for them to all look like this lovely gun here out of something like Winter Soldier, but at the moment they're just working on it and introducing it.
Phil? Permission for Mumbo to fire a couple of rounds off, just so I know that's actually the mag I gave him.
Yeah, sure.
Northwest.
Yeah, I was thinking it's a tracing back probably.
Okay, that's fine. I said a couple. Fuck me, that's a couple.
You give it a
You
minute.
are
give it
that
a
is a
minute.
couple.
Did you empty the mag?
Yeah, it's remaining 2 bullets.
Oh, that's quite good. I didn't actually know that. So I can actually turn around and tell. Well, you kind of defeat the point of having an AUR if you're only giving them 30 rounds, but.
If he's blank on ammo, so.
If
This
he runs
gambler,
out of
you
ammo,
want to go
he's
to
doing
Bravo.
something wrong.
Sorry, say again, Nick.
If he runs out of ammo, he's doing something wrong. Like, AOR carries so much, it's ridiculous.
And so does the rest of the squad. So much boxes. Jesus.
Yeah, I feel that weight when I'm running around.
Yup.
Good for me and Marius.
Yeah, start shooting.
There is no such thing as too much ammo for an AOR.
I agree.
I concur.
Master Kenobi should go.
Oh, bravo. Okay.
Right.
Lol. Well done.
Right, so that's everyone back. The others are going to be staying a bit late because they're doing JTAC training. So they are doing the slightly more difficult version of what Blade and Arrow have just been doing because they get to work with lovely, fun, moving things. This week it's another mission by me. It won't be as fun as the convoy mission, I'm sure, but hope you guys enjoy it anyway. Going to be Isla Douala. I don't think there are any further updates or similar or announcements. But if anyone does need me for anything, I'll be around hanging out after training. So I will see you guys on Sunday. Post will be up shortly.
Thanks,
See you.
See you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the training, Kimbo.
Thanks, Kimbo.